leaders. But what is your thought on that, Kaitlin, when you see folks who are sort of, well, screw Florida, screw even Tennessee or so forth?
Yeah, one of the things that's really interesting, again, being a Civil War aficionado, being a fan of Black history, is that you can, if you leave a fire burning out of control in one place, it's not going to stay in that place. As long as it has fuel, it will spread. And the notion of like, okay, you can just leave the terrible shit in that state is almost exactly what they're trying to kind of goad you into doing, because when you do that, you allow it to percolate. It is not going to get stuck in that state. One of the major catalysts for the Civil War wasn't just slavery. The simplistic answer is slavery, and it is. Slavery is engulfed in all of it. But the huge catalyst was the insistence that slavery needed to grow. The knowledge that if it stayed contained within the existing states, and only those states, and was not allowed to expand, it would die. Mm-hmm. They choked off the oxygen, it would die. You weren't allowed to. So like one of the things I wanted to talk about with DeSantis, the entire concept is, if you suppress knowledge about certain things, particularly Black history, particularly the understanding of the Black relationship to white America, these things are really, really important for illuminating how toxic so many of the structures are. But also, more importantly, it's exactly what Southerners did in the run-up to the Civil War. They would not allow you to discuss slavery as a political issue. You were literally, there was a discussion that was supposed to be had about whether or not they should ban slavery from the District of Columbia. And this was in the 1850s. And again, a huge chunk of the discussion, as they got upset about it, was, they just had this whole fight over whether or not you could send abolitionist materials to rich white people in southern states. And basically the answer was no. They used federal control over the post office. Andrew Jackson, John C. Calhoun, and the super racist head of the Postal Service at the time all agreed that what they were going to do was make it illegal to transmit abolitionist teaching via the mail into southern states. So you can't mail anything. And abolitionists were like, because they were like, oh, if it reaches our enslaved people, they'll rise up and they'll murder us. And I was like, this